Okay, so this came out after the stream yesterday. This is quite interesting. This is the Bluepost that came out just as I was about to go to bed. To speak a bit to the original question of this thread, are the devs sure that the crafting order system is a success? So this is new Blizz, right? This is new Blizzard. We were just talking about how Blizz have been kind of on a new track and a new path and a new philosophy since 9.15. And they have. And, you know, I feel like that's where it started. And we're at kind of like the current culmination of things with that in Dragonflight. And that is represented not just in the design of the game, which is very good, I think, from a philosophy point of view, but also in the way that generally Blizzard are communicating with us. The best example of that is obviously the roadmap. The idea of that roadmap. Can you imagine Blizz ever doing that in the past? They'd never have been so stupid. But putting that roadmap out was a very ballsy move. I think an important move. It was absolutely the right thing to do. And, you know, one thing that they're not afraid to do is come back and be like, yo, yeah, we're working on that. We're going to do something about that next week or whatever, or coming up soon. Whereas they'd never usually do that. They'd never mention a thing until they had something. And this is an example of basically making a promise. And I'm down with that. You know, there's a question, is crafting really working? We've had lots of discussions about that on this stream. I think in the way that most people engage with the crafting system, you'd have to say that Blizzard are probably a bit disappointed with the public order system and how the engagement in that is not what they would have imagined or hoped for. And I think most players would agree. However, I think it has achieved some things that Blizz absolutely wanted to achieve. Maybe some things that people might have seen as being the harder things to achieve, honestly. Like, you know, having to hunt down people and be a bit more social and actually specifically actively find the people to make the thing that you want. I think Blizzard would actually say they've had big success on that, and I think they're probably right. A very small amount of people engage in the system in that way, so I'm not sure. I'll talk about what I think the fix is when we get to the end of this. The crafting order system is by no means perfect. There are many ways we would like to improve it over time. We have been having many of these discussions internally, as well as listening to feedback from all of you. Since this is such a new system, though, we don't want to make any snap judgments and make big changes before giving things a chance to settle and seeing how it develops over time. And you know what? I think that's fair. The thing I think it's important to remember about the crafting system and the order system at the moment is that it is not an expansion feature. Crafting orders and the new professions and stuff are conceived as a new World of Warcraft central pillar. The idea is this is something that's going to become like, this is how professions work now. And we can build from this. So this isn't like we have to get this fixed super quickly because it's Azerite armor, right? The idea is like, yeah, we always said when this was on the alpha and the beta, you can't really test the work order system on an alpha and beta. I said this all the way through the alpha and beta. When people were like, how is Dragonflight looking? I was like, it's looking really good. I can't tell you anything about the order system. You can't test it. You can't test it on an alpha with that many people. You need, like, until it's out there in the world with millions of players engaging with it or not, you just don't know. There's no mitigating for that. So in that sense, it was always going to be a system that needed to go live. You just had to hope it wasn't buggy, right? That's the best you could hope for. Like, as far as how the system actually works and functions, it was always a case where, you know, it was always going to be much more adapted to the things that aren't working at the time. And I think that's fair. I do. I think that's okay. Obviously, the best case scenario is that it works perfectly from the off, but I don't think that's the most important part. And I think this is an example of where there are things about the system which are working pretty well. Everyone would agree, I think, that it is a bit disappointing how public orders are probably not working as intended, or, you know, being engaged with in the same way as they would have intended. Blizzard needs to give crafters a way to do more to make their creations unique, like new colors or effects. Interesting. Just knowing the actual chance for someone to roll a 5 would help. Yeah, totally. Someone tells you it's 40% and then you end up having to do 5 recrafts. Well, I mean, that doesn't mean they were lying about the 40%, right? A 40% chance can still take 5 attempts to hit the thing. That's just how probability works, unfortunately. My biggest issue with crafting is finding the quality mats. There needs to be a way to seek them out. Interesting, okay. Anyway, we do believe that the system has been successful in one of its core goals, to enable crafters to make soulbound, useful gear for players at all levels of play. This elevates the overall value of professions within the game and helps to deliver on the fantasy of being a crafter, creating valuables for yourself and others. It has also been successful in providing a new way for crafters and customers to interact, one which is inherently more social, and when you get to use it, hopefully more satisfying than previous ways to do so. But again, very much not perfect. As far as the public order system goes, it seems to be working well as an easy way to get something crafted for yourself if you aren't worried about getting the best quality and want it quickly. This was always the intent. We definitely wish that as crafters, it was easier to find public orders to fill. Unfortunately, even though there are quite a few public orders going through the system, given the minimal effort it takes to fulfill a public order and the relative number of crafters around to fill those orders, there will almost never be many orders up at any given time with the way it currently works. They get filled too quickly and easily. I wouldn't want to make it less easy to fulfill public orders, honestly. I would really like to find a way to solve this, because I know what everyone's answer is, right? Everyone's answer is like, be able to request a minimum or demand a minimum quality on public orders. I know that's like everyone's answer. Minimum quality on public orders. That's the obvious answer, right? And that would solve the public order issue. But I don't think Blizz want to do that, and I think in principle I agree with them. And the reason for that is because I think they want to preserve the idea of, you can guarantee a certain amount of quality, but you've got to find the person that can do it. You've got to interact with the person that can do it, or the guildie that can do it. There has to be that personal element for guaranteeing like the absolute top tier stuff. And I'm okay with that, honestly. I agree with that, and I think that's been one of the successes of the system so far. And I'd like to try and keep that, and I think having a minimum quality order in public orders would kill that. So I think there are ways to solve this. From the public order point of view, what I'd like to see is a tiered commission system. So you can't be like, I only accept this order if you can guarantee to make it pentagold, like you can with public orders or guild orders. But what I would do is I would be like, I'd have a tiered commission offer where it's like, if you get this to me in quad diamond, your commission is 500 gold. If you get it to me in pentagold, it's 5,000 gold. I think that would be good. So there's still a chance you're not going to get it in the top rank, but you're more likely to put it in a public order, even so, because you know that the crafters are much more motivated to get it for you in that higher item level. But then you still have to recraft, which is annoying. Yeah, it doesn't solve the problem, but it does make it more likely that you're going to get it at the higher quality. It's free money, so I doubt that would actually help. Yeah, but like 5,000 gold is a lot more free money than like 100 gold. To the extent where it's probably worth spending your mats yourself on recrafting it. And like I say, it's not a fix, but it would improve it. It would improve it. The other thing which I think would be a fix, honestly, would be just to have more items, important items that need public orders where quality isn't an issue. Like the perfect public order items are missives, treaties, things where you don't need quality. Shit where you just make the thing and it's the thing. Right? And it doesn't have a quality level. There should be more of those items, frankly. It wouldn't stop people from delivering low quality items just to get a couple of quick G. Yeah, I'm not saying it would, but I'm saying it would reduce that. Like I said, I didn't sell it as a fix, the tiered commissioning. I didn't sell it as a fix. I sold it as something that would improve. I mean, do you deny that it would improve public orders in any way? Do you deny that it would improve your chances of getting the high level item in public orders at all? Is that what you're saying? Because I would disagree with you there. I think with a tiered commissioning system wouldn't improve things drastically, but would definitely improve your chances of getting the top level item as a customer and someone placing a public order. It wouldn't guarantee it, but I think it would absolutely improve your chances. And that's all I'm selling it as, just something that would improve your chances. You know? And like at the moment, I'm going to offer 100 gold as a fucking commission because why wouldn't I? I might get it in pentagold or I might get in quad diamond, but I'm much more likely as someone placing the order to put a really big commission on it for pentagold and like the same basically nothing commission that I put it on for anything under pentagold. So for the crafters that can guarantee high quality items, it's better for them as well because they're going to make a lot more money because commission rates will go up on public orders because it's a way of encouraging higher quality, you know? Like if I want something and I really want it in higher quality and I really don't want to go out and talk to anyone, offering a 10,000 gold commission for a pentagold as opposed to like a 10 gold commission for a quad diamond, it's worth it as a crafter to get it out there as a fucking pentagold, right? The problem is not between R4 and R5. It is someone popping in doing R1 or R2 from expensive mats. Yeah, I guess so. But like I say, the real fix is stuff that doesn't matter for quality. Well, look, you can have it so that at certain qualities, there's literally no commission. I think just allow us to set minimum quality but have high mandatory commission for such orders. I'm trying to solve it without having a minimum quality on public orders because I'm certain that Blizz just really don't want that. So I'm trying to find a way that not just fixes it, but that Blizz would go for. Yeah, obviously that fixes public orders, yeah. Of course it does. But it kills something that I think Blizz are happy with and want to keep. Let's say I can craft a super high level item. How do I advertise it other than spanning trade chat? The interface needs to allow people to put up virtual storefronts. Well, I half agree with you. So my real fix for this is to have more important items that people want and need on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis where quality isn't important. I think treaties are an amazing example. Stuff like that, right? More of that kind of stuff, please, for public orders. I also think the best way of actually tackling this problem is weaning people off public orders in the first place. So I think it needs to be easier to find people that can guarantee making the item. Because the problem isn't just that you can't guarantee a minimum item level with public orders. The real problem is that for most people, public orders is the only way they can get an item made. Because they don't want to go through like the social trade chat route. They just don't want to. And I can't blame them for that. So I would have a directory where you, just like when you place your order, you choose your item, you supply your materials so it can see what quality they are, and then it brings up a list of all the crafters on your server or realm who can make that item and the minimum quality they can guarantee it at, the inspiration chance that they have of getting it at that level, if it's at a higher level, if it's not the max level they can guarantee, and like when they were last online and how many orders they did last week. On dead servers, there are no public orders to fulfill. On very, very alive servers, there are no public orders to fulfill either, friend. I promise you that. So that's what I would recommend. If I'm spending good mats, I want to find the person to make it. It feels right. Yeah, absolutely. So I think the real answer to all of this is actually just making it easier to find and connect with the people that can make your shit. I want to be able to go on, if I need like a fucking lariat made, or if I need like a top staff or something made, I want to be able to go on to the shop front, okay? I want to put in the thing that I want, just like in a public work order, choose the thing, enter my ingredients, and then it brings me up a list of crafters, the minimum item they can, the minimum like thing they can guarantee, and their chances of inspiring it, and I can go and put a personal order in with them. I can guarantee making you a pentagold staff at 395, right? No chance anyone's going to ever find me, because I don't even have trade chat on. That would greatly increase the chances that I make people 395 staffs. Simple as that. Which a lot of people want. Because I know an argument against this is like, you can only get like mythic level items with inspiration proc. And that's fair enough. But that is a minority of players that are able to even order that level item. Like, the majority of players can only even order a 395 item level. And that's a huge potential market of people that want stuff made, but who don't want to put a public order in because they can't guarantee the top quality. A directory would help connect those players and players at heroic level as well, finding crafters that can make their shit. And once they're in contact with that crafter, they can get a personal relationship going and stuff them. Then everyone uses the person at the very top and no one else gets orders fulfilled. That's not true, because the person at the top, if everyone is using the person at the top is like, okay, that's 50,000 gold, please. Please, the money people put for public orders is pathetic. Yeah, because they've spent a shit ton on ingredients. And they can't guarantee the fucking quality of it. So, of course, they don't offer a very big commission. Yeah, you're right. They've already spent... The cost of the item is not in the fucking commission at the moment. It's in the ingredients, which might all get fucking wasted if you don't give them the item level that they want. It sounds like we need yet another third-party website to play the game. No. I want this interface in-game. And, like... The interface is already pretty much there, because that's what you do to put in a fucking public order. All I've described in setting this up is finding the item, putting in your ingredients. That's all the criteria it would take then, but then you just get a list of all the crafters that can do it. It wouldn't even need a redesigned interface. I'm not pretending it would be easy, but it's not like an entirely new concept apart from like the mechanisms that are already there in game. It's just another iteration. That's a very good point, Nolga. You also don't get averages since there are no other work orders, so you have to guess the commission. And yeah, you're not going to guess 20,000, are you? You can guess like 20. Yeah, Chris Metzen will sort it out, fam. Don't worry. Yeah, I will never forgive Steve Danusa for breaking work orders, right? I'd want the interface in-game too, but I mean, can the game wait for it? I mean, look, you can't stop people making third-party sites and stuff, obviously, but then... Does that mean that we shouldn't be working on it in-game as well? I mean, what are you going to do? Say, oh, there's no point doing this because someone can just make a third-party site for it quicker? Plus, like, in-game is always going to be better than the third-party site, because in-game, you can make the personal order there and then. This uses the same interface as the public and personal order system. So if it's in-game, you can just click on the person and make the personal order. How's this for another thing? Crafters. So I'll show you what I would do. Most of like the infrastructure is there already. This is the thing. I'm not pretending it would be easy to implement. I'm not doing that. But, you know, I'm saying it would be easier to implement than something that had no infrastructure in the game like it already. So this is what you do when you place a public or personal order right now. You find the thing you want, you enter your ingredients, and you place the public order or personal order. And with personal order, you can guarantee a minimum item, quality level. So this would be the case in the directory as well. It's like, I want it in gold, please. And then, instead of placing a button that said place order, you would press a button that says show crafters, or, you know, find crafter. And then it would come up with a list of anyone on your server that can make the thing, which then you can filter, and obviously you would filter it to the minimum guaranteed quality that they can make it. If it's something that needs an inspiration proc, then you would filter it to chances that they could get inspiration on that level. You know? It's just a database is all it is, but with a nice UI. And then, from that list, I could click on the person, I could whisper them, or if it's something that I'm going to need recrafted probably, I can whisper them, and if it's something that they can already guarantee the pentagold thing that I want, I can just place a public order with them. They might not be able to make it because they're top of the list, right? So they are likely the first person that everyone clicks on. So it might be that I'm not offering enough commission. It might be that I'm the 60th or the 21st person that they have got a request from this day or week or whatever the limit is going to be. And I might have to go to the next person on the list. The next person on the list might have exactly the same chances of getting the thing that I want, but with a much lower commission rate. So I choose them in the first place. And I think it would be cool if crafters could set a minimum commission rate for their work. Currently, you can do all of this by going in trade chat. And lots of people do, and that's awesome. And that's one of the things that, you know, that kind of hunting down your crafter and finding them and potentially having to build up a relationship with them and stuff, that's something that absolutely is working about the system, and something that Blizz want to encourage and want to maintain and don't want to kill by having a minimum order quality in public orders, right? And I get that, and it's brilliant. But not many people are engaging in that successful part of the system yet. And I think rather than fixing public orders, I think the better thing to do is make it easier for people to engage in the part of the system which is working really well, which is that. I think the way to fix public orders is to make more items that don't rely on quality. Stuff like treaties are the perfect public order item. Stuff that people need once a week, which the quality doesn't matter, relatively cheap. You put it in there, you get your thing. Dragon customizations, perfect example. And I don't think you're going to fix public orders by making them be able to do everything that you want from the more expanded side. I think, like, keep the thing of having to find the crafter that can make your thing, but just make that easier and introduce more items where quality doesn't matter for public orders. What if these crafted items need repairs? Oh no, let's not introduce public repairing, please. I like there's a part of me that likes it in principle, honestly, but no, that would be the worst thing that ever happened. Can you imagine if you had to find someone that could repair your gear? Oh my god. Just no. Just no. I think compressing the difference in quality from bronze to pentagold would be better. I disagree. I get what you're saying, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying that I personally disagree. But I had a really nice experience the other day where I fulfilled a public order on something, and I felt bad because I made it at quad diamond instead of pentagold. But the person whispered me a few minutes later and was like, yo, can you try recrafting this? And I did, and I made it pentagold for them. Felt really good. I had a thing in guild today where someone put a guild order on with a minimum quality of pentagold, and obviously they were in guild chat, so I was just like, yo, if you lower that quality by 1, I've got the mats, I'm happy to recraft it until I get it pentagold for you. And as it happens, I got the inspiration proc first time and I made it pentagold for them. A friends list just for crafters, that would be awesome. That would be another, you'd imagine, relatively easy change. Yeah. Like I feel like we could be utilizing the social groups and stuff a bit better. So I think there are loads of stuff you can do, but I think like a searchable and sortable database of crafters that can make your thing, and the minimum qualities they can make it at, guarantee it at, and the chances of them getting inspiration procs, and a chance for them to set their own like public commissions in there as well, I think is the best case scenario. I think you can't get better than that. However hard or easy it is to do, that's the thing that, you know, now that the system is out there and we see how it works, for me, that is it's at its pinnacle. And the answer to public orders is not to make them do everything that like personal orders can do. The answer to public orders is to make more items that people want and need, but where quality doesn't matter. If it's a crafted item that you can put on the auction house, a potion, get rid of quality, don't allow it to be sold on the auction house, make it a personal order. Potions, elixirs, basically, if you can sell it on the auction house and it's a current like consumable or something, take away the quality, make it public order only. Quality ingredients mean you can make more of them. Like, that's the difference it makes for crafters. So crafters still want quality ingredients. There's still a market for quality ingredients because you can make more of the thing, but the actual items that you produce aren't affected by it. The quality of the items isn't important. And so I need a public order in for 50 potions, and loads of people can fulfill those. I think that's the answer. Just more important, desirable items that you can only get through public orders or personal orders or guild orders, but where quality doesn't matter. So yeah, I think take all those things off the auction house. We can't make people wait for those items though. Why? I thought the problem with public orders is that they get fulfilled instantly, so who's waiting? Let's go and see what's on the auction house right now. Because I don't think most of it should be there, honestly, if we're trying to make this system work. Part of me that still wants to keep gems. It feels like something that feels more specialist. I don't know. Maybe certain types of gems. Like maybe the top gems should be things that you're putting in personal orders for to guarantee a quality, but then there's a whole other tier of gems that don't even have a quality. Like, it boggles my mind that you have a second tier gem and you could get like a third tier quality on that second tier gem. Second tier gems across the board should be like 1 quality, and you can only get them through public orders or, you know, personal orders or whatever, but not on the auction house. And potions are a weird one at the moment, actually. All of these flasks on the auction house, you take away the quality of these flasks, or, okay, how's this? Silver and bronze quality of consumables can go on the auction house, but gold quality, you have to put in an order for. So you can't put gold quality on the auction house. So if you wanted gold quality, you put in a public order for them. You can only sell gold ones in public orders as well. So there is a minimum order with public orders for consumables, but it's only because you can only do public orders for gold quality. Isn't there a random chance involved? Just keep making them till you can make them. Yeah, exactly. I literally can't make loads of stuff in Inscription. I literally cannot make in silver quality anymore. I can only make them in gold quality. You have the choice then, as a crafter, if there is a chance you can make it at silver and therefore can't fulfill the order that way, you've got that choice. It's well, do I want to put some of my own mats into this if I do fail to do it? Or do I want to wait until I can guarantee to make this stuff at gold and therefore fulfill this order? You've got that choice, haven't you? And in fairness, for me, there's a certain file which is better at bronze than it is at gold. Not the file, it's the potion. The potion of chilled clarity, or chill concentration, reduces the mana cost of all spells by 100%, but also increases cast time by 40%. For 15 seconds when it's gold, and 9 seconds when it's bronze. And 9 seconds is much better for me than 15 seconds. So I prefer this one in bronze. Once people can't make this at bronze anymore, I can't use this potion anymore. Make it so you have to put in orders for those. Crafters going to be stuck with gold potions they accidentally made while leveling? No, because you can fulfill a public order with stuff you have in your bag. If someone's put in a public order for gold potions, 20 gold potions, and you've got 20 of that gold potion in your bag, you fulfilled the order. Maybe you get to keep the mats that they provided, if that's the case. If someone supplies mats and you multi-craft to fulfill something, you get to keep the extra stuff that you made in that case, don't you? Why wouldn't it be the same for this? In this scenario, you would be able to fulfill public orders with shit you have in your bags. I'm just saying, it feels weird to me that there are just so many crafts that people use all the time that you can just put on the auction house when you should be making them non-variable in quality public orders. This is my solution for public orders. I've already talked about my solution for getting more people not to use public orders and to get them into making personal and guild orders instead. I think that's the overall solution for this. But if you want to solve public orders, honestly, you need to make more items where quality doesn't matter, but you can only get through public orders. Or any type of order, but we're going to say public orders here. So I think that the obvious way, until you make some more items, the obvious way to do that would be in consumables and, enchants and things like that. So, all of these potions that are on here, either do it so gold ones are only available through orders, or do it so there's just no difference in quality at all. So all potions don't have different qualities in their end product. You could, the quality of ingredients can still have an effect on crafters, as in, they have more multi-craft or whatever. But just make it so there's a guaranteed quality with these things, and they are just for public orders or, orders. In most people's eyes, the silver and bronze pots are fucking trash tier anyway, and no one wants them. So yeah, just make it so there's not a difference in quality. Just make it so you make more of the thing by using better ingredients. So it's up to you as a crafter if you want to do that, right? And optimize your crafting. I think that would make it much, much better. If the only way I could get the potions and the files and howling runes and stuff like that, loads of these consumables that I use loads of, just take away these quality items and make them only orderable. I think Blizz have done pretty much as much as we could have possibly hoped for in this system. Technically, it all works, and we've seen now, after 7 weeks, how people engage with it. The problems are obvious. Let's just find some good answers for those problems. But we were never going to know what the real problems were until it was live, unfortunately. It's just not possible to know how people were going to engage with it. But now we know, so that's good. That's what I would do. I'd have all of these consumables that you use. I'd take away the quality levels, who gives a shit, and I would get them off the auction house and make them orders. And I would make it easier away from public orders to find the crafters that can make your really high level items that are really expensive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Patrons only $1.